platforms. We are here live from Newark Airport, and whoa, bro, I am so lucky because that line. I mean, I've never seen a line that long, 2 hours before a flight, man. It's crazy because I normally for my when I go down my South Beach condo, I normally don't show up. I don't show up this early for the flight, but luckily I did today, man. I know a lot of people not expecting this live, but I just felt like, this will probably be the last live I get off before the New Year's because I got some company down at the condo right now, so I don't think she's gonna let me shoot no live while I'm down there. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. I really don't really have too many plans. To be the first plan. This will be the first year where I actually I get a chance to actually be at the condo with the fireworks on the water and all that stuff. So we're gonna see how that is. And let me shout everybody out. Hey, Beach Bum, what's going on, man? I see you. I see you. 14 people already. 15. I mean, okay, it's coming up. It's coming up fast. Hold up. I'm actually on this on the YouTube thing, so I gotta figure out how to do this chat thing. Um, Beach Bum TV, what's going on, man? Green, what's going on? Middleton, what it do? Mr. Miyagi. You said I'm working right now. Stay up, my G. Appreciate it, man. Salute. Listen, man. I guess I figured I'd do one of these lives like this. I really wanted to do one from the South Beach condo, but like I said, I got company and because I'm a celebrity, I can't really put it on YouTube. So that I'm definitely not gonna be able to shoot a video when I get to the condo. But we are ending this year, man. It's been a pretty busy year. You guys know I did like 5 different Black Men Guys World Travel, where I like travel around the world. We started off. We started off this year. I think we started off this year, and let's see. We started off this year, I believe, in Mexico, in Playa del Carmen and Tulum, right? Then we went to San Jose, Costa Rica, and Haku Beach, and then we went to Cali, Colombia. I was gonna try to sneak another trip in, but then I decided that next year I'm gonna do this film festival run with my documentary. So because of the documentary web series rather, so because of that, I'm not really going. I don't have anywhere planned for international next year, but who knows? I might do a weekend in Cuba or go back to Colombia for a weekend or something like that. But it's nothing on the agenda because I got a lot of different film festivals to run to while I try to get this documentary series on Netflix. Um, if you guys got any questions, like any questions you want to know, let me know. I got some time before the plane takes off or arrives. So I guess I'll recap the year, and if you guys got any questions along the way, just go ahead and ask them, y'all. Mr. Till, what's going on, man? What's good, Justice? Oliver Pope, what it do, man? I appreciate it, man. Listen, I just try to show you guys what's possible, cause we ain't never had this. So yeah, it's been a journey, and if a lot of people that don't know, next year I'm not really going to be on YouTube that much because of doing the film festivals and I think like I'm trying to ease out of the YouTube thing because like I said I have a different plan in 2 years when I get to 40. But it's some nice things out here. I wish I could show you, but my phone is charging. But it's how long will I be in Miami? Oh, what's going on, D Smith? Key Rocker, what's up, man? What it up? What it do? What it do? Let me see if I came in. I'll be in Miami at the condo until Monday because we got because Monday extends the holiday. I normally come back to Jersey on Sunday, but because Monday extends the holiday, I'll be there till Monday night. I don't really have like I got company there. I don't really have nothing planned. Like we got to do some things on New Year's, but other than that, I'll probably just be in the house. Um, Let me see. Mr. Till says, if you guys got any questions, remember y'all can ask whatever questions y'all want to ask. I'm gonna start the recap where we recap the different experiences for the year. I usually do like a edited film, but I told you guys like next year I'm really slowing down so I can do this other stuff. So I'm not really doing a recap this year. So this is gonna be a recap. Um, let's see. I'm just trying to get everybody shouted out and get some people some time to come in the room before I start this recap. Again, I'll be into Miami till Monday. 2023 Brazil for Carnival. Which Carnival? Carnival. Carnival Rio de Janeiro or Salvador Bahia. Cairo for Egypt or Cairo, Egypt. Okay. Lisbon, Spain. Okay, that's what it is, man. I think when I retire, because I'm gonna work till like I want to stay here. I want to. I don't got to, but I want to stay here till my son gets to high school. When he gets to high school, I retire. So I think I'll be like 40, something like 44, 45. I'll be like 45 in like 5 years, 6 years when he's in high school, and then I can retire, and then I'll start doing those Cairo and all the other stuff trips. But right now I'm still just focused on one of the Jay Brass. What's going on, man? Definitely, man. Tevin King, what's good with you, friends? All right, we 5 minutes over. We can start this. Appreciate it, man. Definitely getting a lot of awards for these things already, surprisingly. But I mean not the real, but the more known award shows come in 2023. So I'm winning a lot of awards now on the site, but we'll see. All right, y'all. So we're gonna start this. We're gonna start this joint. Everybody in the room, all right, cool. All right, cool. All right, Rio, okay, cool. You gotta excuse the noise. Hopefully the noise is not picking up. I got my earphones, so it's not that bad. But so we started the year in Mexico, right? Now, this I never knew. Like, and I gotta keep my ears because there's a lot of stiff people around here. I never thought that it was possible that in my lifetime I would have the opportunity to meet twins and hang out with twins. We got to change the words now because I'm in a public environment. But the fact that in the beginning of the year, when I decided that I'm going to go to Mexico because we're just coming off the opening of the world again. We're going to say that, and we went to Mexico, and I met the twins, and it was an amazing experience. If you haven't seen the story time that says I slept with twin sisters and almost got locked up abroad, you go check that out too. You can get what I'm saying. You'll get to recap what I'm saying. But after that situation, right, and this is stuff that you guys are not gonna, anybody who doesn't, they're not gonna hear, but you guys can hear because you hear. After that situation, it was crazy because here's the thing: even though I didn't point out who the twin was or who the twins were, I didn't say any names, I didn't give any references to who the twins was. Of course, a lot of people found out, and somebody found out that went and like translated everything from the video and told the twins, "Yo, this guy's talking about this thing," and then she sent me, one of the twins sent me a long DM, and I'm like, wait, like. She's like, oh, this looks bad on me and my sister. Everyone's talking. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it look bad? Because I didn't say your name. I didn't point you out. I didn't do nothing like that. And like, well, this guy, he sent me she didn't send me the guy's name, but she was like, this guy sent me this information saying you're talking about all this and this and this. And that's one thing. That's one. Let me dismiss. That's one reason why I'm going to enjoy this time off of YouTube as much editing, because a lot of times you guys don't get to see. I'll say you see about 70 to 75% of the beautiful women I meet around the world. You guys see about 70 to 75%. You know why? Because that other 20%, sometimes they be at such a high caliber, not just looks wise. They may have a job. They may speak English. They may be in like a position of power or something like that. So I can't bring them on the channel because similar to what happened when I was in Playa del Carmen, and and the guy and somebody from the chat, somebody from the and you're gonna hear the story again. Somebody from the channel or somebody that watched the channel went to the girls, showed her the video, translated it, explained it to her how everything was, and then she sent me a DM, and then she cut me. She unfollowed me and blocked me on Instagram. Remind you, this is going perfect. Everything was going perfect. She was following me. Her twin was cool. Everything was cool. We was gonna do this again. We was gonna do this again, but because I put it on here and I shared it with you guys, and somebody mentioned it to her and blew that up, that I lost the capability of going at twins again. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason why it makes me want to fall back off of YouTube as much with this stuff. And mind you, this is only 70%. Guys only get 70% of the stuff. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, I'm gonna get you mad. A lot of times, I never say a name. I'll never say a name. I'll never talk about a story and point the picture out of the person because I respect people's boundaries. I like to respect people's boundaries. But when they do investigating, and even if they find out, I never confirm it. But the fact that the person knows, it ends up being like, yo, oh, you're talking about me. I'm like, yeah, but nobody knows that unless you confirm it because I never say anything. So, that's going to be another reason why I'm falling back next year also because I it really messes me up, yo. It really messes me up. Kevin Rocco TV, what's going on? Man, I want to go with you. You never been to Florida, man. Listen, right now the prices are high as hell. But honestly, bro, if you book like a month in advance, you can get something for like $85 round trip from the East Coast, and maybe a little bit more from the West Coast. So there's never a chance. Dondre says, "What country would you recommend for a first-time traveler?" All right, so I would always say it really depends on what kind of experience you want to have. But I would say for a first time traveler, if you don't speak Spanish or if you don't speak another language, like Portuguese or French, your I won't say best. The top three options I would say would be for a guy first would be Sosua, Cartagena, or Costa Rica or Mexico. Matter of fact, Sosua, Cartagena, Costa Rica, or Mexico. Let's even break it down even further. I would say Sosua in Dominican Republic. In Costa Rica, you can go to Haku or you can go to San Jose. In Colombia, I would say only go to Cartagena. And in Mexico, you can go to Playa del Carmen, Mexico City, or Tulum or Cancun as a first time traveler. That way, you get a different option. It really depends on the type of experience you want. Like, if you just want a pro experience, I would say go to Cartagena, go to Haku Beach. If you want like a more travel verse experience, as far as like nature activities, then I would say San Jose or go to so you can even go to Cancun. If you want something that's more like just relaxing on the beach, I would say maybe Sosua. I haven't been there yet, but I would say from what I see, I would say maybe Sosua or Punta Cana, which I have been to, or Playa del Carmen. If like I said, that's something more for the locals and stuff. So those are the kind of breakdowns I would say. Pimp Skywalker, what's going on, man? He said, never kiss and tell, my guy, but I do appreciate your undercover work you do. Listen, this is the whole thing. Like, for so long, we as people of the United States and we as black people and we as just people of poverty, we've never had the opportunity to actually see what happens outside of the world of the United States. So if you have people who are trying to bring that to you, sometimes you do have to tread the borderline of what is kissing and telling and actually just like telling your story, because people won't believe you unless they see it. Like, if a person believes somebody and they don't show you receipts when something goes wrong, then you can only blame yourself because you didn't ask for receipts. And again, on the other end, if somebody's just blabbing about every single person they hang with, every single thing, and saying directly, like, her name is Juanita Lopez, and she lives in Puerto Rico, and I did this and did this and this that. It messes up the game for everybody because it makes us look bad. But I tread that line real well because this information has to get out so that others can actually go and experience life with what's really possible. Um, yeah, haters always watching. We're gonna get into another story. Like I said, I'm gonna get to your questions and then we'll get back into the recap. Right now we're currently in Playa del Carmen. I was telling you about update of what happened with the twins, and I'll get some more updates about that. Gazebo said these dudes think these women are theirs. It's just their turn. Definitely, giving up info like that is crazy, yo. It's wild, man. Um, I've been practicing my Spanish. Okay, Dondre. Happy New Year, Ember. I was going to the Philippines. I heard good things about. What do you think about the Philippines? I think that eventually I do plan on going to Thailand and going to the Philippines. Thailand, I'm actually planning 2024 because I wanted to go during Songkran and Rolling Loud in 2023, but I didn't know about it when I booked my vacation from work. So I wasn't able to get those 2 weeks off because they wouldn't let me change it. So because of that, I'm not going to go in 2023, and it happens in April. So I got to wait till 2024. But 2024, I'm definitely planning on going to Thailand for Songkran, and hopefully they have Rolling Loud again. And then the Philippines, maybe more further in the future. But watching like Telemate Dreams and Marvel World TV and Zoom in Thailand, they kind of show that the Philippines right now isn't as active as it normally is. Thailand is getting back to normal, but the Philippines isn't. Um, by the way, your hometown, Newark, New Jersey, you've been following. Oh yeah, definitely, man. Okay, okay. I'm from your hometown, so happy to see you. Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate it. All right, appreciate it, Rub. All right, so we ended in Playa del Carmen, right? So after we left Playa del Carmen, we did a little Tulum thing. Now in Tulum, it was for me. Tulum is like so touristy, and I know a lot of people like Tulum because it's like a wild out, have fun for a tourist type vibe. But the one thing I had not towards Tulum is that the beach is so much further away from where the main part is than in Playa del Carmen. Like in Playa del Carmen, Fifth Ave is literally like 2 to 3 blocks away from the beach. But Tulum is literally like a taxi cab drive away from the beach, and on top of that, they're gonna try to gringo you a lot more because it's more of a touristy place. But I still had fun in Tulum. I actually, cause I met the 2 women from the states. I think one was from Michigan, the other one was from somewhere else. And shout out to her. 'Cause she actually I think she's got a kid now on the way. But they was cool as hell though. I would say Tulum is a place I would go with a group. I wouldn't really suggest going to Tulum by yourself. I think you get a better feel if you go with a group because it's a fun experience. I mean, it's a fun experience. Now after Tulum, you jump on conversation. All right, that's cool. After Tulum, I end up going back into Miami like in 2021, right? I was going to Miami every other weekend. Every other weekend, I was going down to my condo in Miami because it's a vibe. It's relaxing. Jersey, it's cool. I love Jersey. It's my home, but it's a different feel when you on the on the beach. You get a different collection of activities you can do. You get better weather. It's a something I appreciate more. So in 2021, I was going to Miami every other weekend. This year, I decided to only go every once a month because of the fact that I was doing so much traveling international, and I needed to focus on that last year. So when I went to Miami, they had this thing called the Doo-Wop Festival, right? Now I've been going to the Doo-Wop Festival for a whole year. Shout out to headliner. He got the he runs the club at Live. Shout out to a fly guy DJ. Shout out to Love Shack. Shout out to Photography. You'll see them all in the videos and stuff. And it's really cool. They actually have a New Year's thing, but I'm not going. Again, I'm not going to be able to go to the New Year's thing because the woman I'm with is known, and I really can't have that out like that. But it's definitely it was definitely a vibe. You know what I mean, Miami was definitely a vibe, and I got a whole section. I actually I rechanged my channel so that you guys can see the section of my South Beach lifestyle playlist on my channel. You can see all my experiences from South Beach since I brought my condo in 2020. It's definitely an experience. So I'm gonna answer that question. I'm gonna answer the 2 questions and I'm gonna get back to the story. But remember, now we're after Tulum. So now so far in 2022, I had went to Playa del Carmen where we met the twins, and in Tulum where I was giving you the expense costs. So we're gonna start from after Tulum and in Miami. I broke that down to you also. Um, Kevin Rocco. So me and my friends was thinking about doing the Passport Bros. That's why. Wait, what? What did you say? So me and my friend was thinking about doing the Passport Bros thing. That's why I was asking about the Philippines. Okay, for the most part, I'm getting up there in age. I feel like I need to get out and find my way. Here's what I tell people always, man. Like I understand that a lot of people want to go to certain places that's way far out and things like that, but I feel as though when you start your passport journey, you gotta kind of start where you feel clean and close, like I guess Keisha she would say, where you don't feel too much of a culture shock. Um, can you be there and feel safe? I hear from a lot of people. I haven't been there, but I hear from a lot of people. Yes, it's safe. Yes, it's this and this. But it's a long ride. It's a long ride. So, I mean, it's better than not doing it. I tell you that much. Wife is crazy as it sounds. Yeah. um, what does the 22-3 look like for traveling? Again, 2023. I'm focusing more on getting my documentary web series on Netflix. So I've been doing a lot of film festivals and stuff. I have a lot of film festivals and stuff planned. So I'm going to just be in the States mostly. Like if I do take a trip, I'll give you guys lives. I probably won't edit videos because that's not, you know what I mean. But I might give you guys lives when if I did take a quick trip to Cuba or take a quick trip to Colombia or something. I do something like that. But I don't think I'm going or apply to Carmen, Mexico. But I'm not going anywhere new for certain. That's for certain. And I don't feel as though I'm not gonna do any editing either. Let me see. Whoever you find, do not bring it backstage side. Get out of the care. Okay, all right, cool, cool. All right, so boom, we stopped at Tulum, right? So after Tulum, after the Miami thing, I said, all right, I did a little interview at my boy's radio show, and then that was kind of that's on my page too. It was a shout out to uh, Beards and Bottles with Louis J and GL, homie GL. So I did a little interview there. It's like that is the best interview I have to date. as far as how everything got conceptualized and the topics that brought out. That's the best interview today you'll see. So I would definitely check that out as well. Um, so after that, I went and decided I'm going to go back to Costa Rica because the first time I went to Costa Rica was like 10 years ago, right? And that was one of my first 3 or 4 trips, right? I international. So as you know, it took me time to become who I am now, and I wasn't as comfortable with traveling internationally back then and doing all the visit videos and all the stuff back then because I'm from Newark, so we don't really move that openly. Um, but when I went back in April, it's a whole different experience. Um, so San Jose, I'd say this: San Jose is like an expat place. You can, if you're thinking about expatting, I would say it's going to be more expensive, but the cultural difference isn't as big in San Jose. It's actually less than anywhere else I've been, like Colombia, Mexico, Trinidad, Jamaica, Brazil. In Costa Rica, the exchange of cultures between the United States and Costa Rican culture, it's not going to be as big, if big at all, because it's the #1 expat place in the world for United States citizens. So things are going to cost a little bit more in Costa Rica, but if you're just getting your feet wet or you just want to test out the expat waters, then I would say, if not Costa Rica, maybe Mexico, but Costa Rica definitely first because it'll help you be able to move around. You'll save some money, and I feel as though your life can bring you more happiness if you are willing to, try something different. Um, like I say, I don't know if you hear that. So when we was in Costa Rica, 'cause I went to San Jose and we went to Haku Beach. Now, one thing I noticed is that Haku Beach, if you ever been to Cartagena, Haku Beach is like a junior Cartagena as far as the way it's set up, where everything is on one strip in one area, and as long as you get an Airbnb on that like that main street, it's in right alongside the beach. I think everything it'll work out easily. It'll work out not easily. It'll work out not difficult. Let me see our comments real quick. Hold on. Okay. What's going on, Christopher, man? What's good, friends? Happy New Year's, man. Any update on the possible purchase of a spot in Playa del Carmen? This is final protocol for all groups, all passengers. Alright, so unfortunately, that sounds probably right. This is final protocol for all groups, all passengers. Unfortunately, I had to put the purchase of my property in Mexico on hold because the way I was going to purchase my property on Mexico, the way I was going to purchase one of my property, my first international property in Playa del Carmen, was to refinance one of my houses in either New Jersey or Miami. And the issue is that when whatever the Fed did, the Federal Reserve did, when they kept increasing interest rates, it became illogical rather. It became illogical to refinance because when you refinance, you take a lower rate, and you get a higher rate. Hold on a second, y'all. If you're going to Houston, your rate is I just had to make sure the gate was still the same gate for Miami. Alright, what else? Hold on. Alright, that threw me off a little bit. Alright, yeah, about the property again. So I was going to take either a HELOC or home equity line of credit out of one of my properties in New Jersey or Miami, and then go buy the place in Playa del Carmen. Now, honestly, originally I was going to try to spend like 70,000, just take 70,000 out and then go buy the place and apply to Carmen. But then I realized that if I wanted to be a investment property as well as somewhere I can go and own a place outside of the United States, then I needed something to be at least a 1 bedroom. So I knew I was gonna have to spend at least 100,000. And when it came to spending 100,000, right now because I can't refinance, because it's not an educated idea to refinance to a higher rate when I have 3.5 on most of my properties, either 3.5 or lower, and I would have to refinance to 7 point something in order to pull that $100,000 out. That my first property in international is just gonna have to wait. Like I said, I don't even know if the interest rates are ever going to get that low again. But I do know this. My plan is that in 6 years, when I do right before I retire, in 6 years, I'm going to definitely pull the money out in a HELOC, and then I use that HELOC to buy the property in Miami. Like I said, the interest rates, they will affect me a little bit, but in 6 years, I mean, I already have so much equity. So that's what happened with the property in Miami. Like I said, I don't know who could have ever expected interest rates to move up this fast ever. So that was originally my plan to how I was going to get to my property internationally, but it's still in the menu. It's still on the agenda. Um, all right, so I'll tell you about the plan with Passport Bros. What's going on, bro? Mark Hand, what's up? Me in Cartagena right now. Ooh, don't fall in love, man. I know if you in Cartagena for New Year's, you probably see everything out there, man. You probably see everything out there. That's crazy. Um, how do you like it? Oh yeah, that's pretty crazy. Happy New Year, E Money. What's going on, my G? Third time I've been there, I met some bros. See, that's what it's about, man. It's about being able to network with other people from where you're from who may not act one way when they're in the states and different outside of the states because it's a lot possible. As D Smith says, when are you going to Airbnb your condo in Miami? A lot of fellas want to use it. I wouldn't Airbnb my property in Miami simply because, like, I use it and then I have like maybe some of my female company they'll use it or some of my family members will use it, and also because of the risk of not only the amount of money that I have, like as far as like stuff I have in there. My own personal stuff is in my place in Miami, so I won't ever Airbnb it. And plus, the risk of Airbnb in Miami ain't worth it. But it's definitely dope. Let's see. Chisel's good. Chisel is actually, I believe, Chisel might still be in Cali, Colombia right now. Like I was going to try to see. My whole thing is this. I originally I was going to come down to Miami, right, for New Year's, like I'm doing now, right. But then Chisel said he's going to Cali, Colombia, but I think he said he might come back on the 29th of December. But I'm pretty sure he's staying there to the New Year, and because of that, I was going to go to Cali. I was just going to go back to Cali because y'all know I got some connections out there, so I was going to go back out to Cali, and link up with Chisel and them. But that's when my friend who's like celebrity and stuff, she was like, "Yo, what you doing for New Year's? I'm gonna be in Miami." And I was like, "All right, well, we can meet up in Miami. You can come hang out." So that ended up being the reason why I'm not in Cali, going to Cali right now. But that's why I believe Chisel's at. Amir, what's going on, man? Well, Faye, I'm gonna get back to the story. Then we're gonna get back to your question. Getting ready to go to the army. Okay, Amir Parker. Hey, don't forget what we talked about. I believe we talked about it about not wasting your army bonus on card. Rather get a little 1 bedroom or a duplex or something around the place around the army bases at and invest in that and then use that to pay off your card note. MT, what's going on? He said, "Hey, Fly Boy, what's the best spot to buy an apartment in Miami? Preferably something near the party scene." I would say right now buying a place. I would say right now buying a place in Miami. I can't unless you're paying in cash. I really can't see the benefit of it because of how expensive interest rates are, and how expensive the places in Miami are. For example, let me give you an example. When I bought my condo in 2022 in Miami, on the beach, I paid 184,000 for it. Right, my condo right now is worth 300,000. So imagine this: if you're even in the studio on the water or somewhere on the main part of the good part in Miami, you're going to pay at least 280,000 or more. That's way more than what it's worth, and you don't know if the market does go down. So I would say hold off on a little bit. But if you're determined and you got the money, I would say try to get something either in Brickell or on South Beach. Those are the two places I would say. Try to get something that, and it's difficult to Airbnb stuff in Miami, so you got to really look at it. Try to get something in the building because you want to make sure that there's an association that takes care of your stuff versus like a little small townhouse or fourplex where it might get buggy, it might get all this other stuff. Trust me, it's a big difference. Um, all right, let me get back. Let me get back to the story because I don't miss the story. All right, so we ended. We was in San Jose and Haku. Now here's the thing. Remember what I told y'all. If y'all just walking in, remember what I told y'all happened when we was in Playa del Carmen with the twins, right? And somebody from somebody from the channel, somebody that watched the channel, literally took the video and showed the person, and they took the video and just like and like kind of like explained to try to not explain but like said to who they believed was the twin or the twins that, yo, this guy's talking about y'all, this is this, mind you, there's no said it's nothing like that. So remember that happened in Playa del Carmen, right? It got worse when it came to Haku Beach, Costa Rica. Let me tell you how bad it got in Haku Beach, Costa Rica. Okay. So remember, guys, I got the story time, right? And the story time is my first erectile dysfunction, right? Remember that story time. If you haven't watched it, you definitely want to probably go watch that. It's a wild story, right? So that story I wrote, right? There's also a live where I mentioned that whole experience, right? So mind you, there's a live video that we did in Costa Rica on the way out, and where I explained what happened, and then there's the story time where I also explain what happened, right? Don't you know that the there was somebody, and mind you, this person I did see, and the reason why I seen it is because the woman who the person thinks I was talking about sent me a message saying, "Hey, yo, what is this guy talking about?" Where he actually broke down exactly every line on line about what I was saying about the whole. I see this is some of the thing that you guys got to watch the video to understand what I'm saying. But if you watch the video of the erectile dysfunction in Costa Rica, then you understand what I'm saying. But he literally broke down every word I said in English, right? Like wrote it down. Like check this out. How and again, this is one of the reasons why next year I'm not going to be on YouTube as much editing videos and showing you all this stuff. I will do live videos when we do Money Talk Mondays. Sometimes we'll do dating from a single perspective on Wednesdays, and sometimes we'll do a community hall on Fridays. But check this out. So on the live video, I spoke and explained it in English, right? I spoke and explained it in English. This guy took what I said, put it in English, then translated. I mean, he wrote, like, he typed it, he texted in English what I said, exactly what I said. He texted in English, so he must have used a caption or something like that, right? And then he texted in English and then translated it to Spanish because old girl didn't speak English, like she didn't speak English that well, right? Translated it into English and then gave it to the woman, right? And then took another part of from the story time and then translated it and put it in English. Mind you, neither one of the videos have the person who was actually part of the situation on the video. Neither one of the videos. But this is what the guy did, and then he sent it to her, and then she sent it to me like, what is this? This is messing us up. This is gonna look bad. You make this, and then she blocked me. She cut it off. It was so crazy because I could actually see the words that I was saying translated into Spanish. Now tú conoces hablar español. So when I was reading it, cuando yo leía, it was like I can't believe this. Like it was ridiculous. So mind you, this is 2 times, y'all. This is the second time this happened, but this second time was way worse than the first time. The first time it was just da-da-da-da-da. But the second time, because it was a non-pro, it made it even worse. Because it was like, yo, I said this in English. She doesn't speak English. He translated it from English to Spanish, wrote it out, and then sent it to her. She screenshotted it, sent it to me, and I'm looking like, yo, I would put his stuff up here, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because it is what it is. But a lot of you guys don't know when you watch these videos, you watch me do these amazing videos, these edits, and these amazing videos. My life is different from, because I don't consider myself a YouTuber, right? I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a person who shows you my life. So the stuff I show you guys is real. It's real. I don't know how else to say it. It's real. It's not based on a true story. It's a true story. So it was crazy. This is another reason why in 2023 I'm falling back off of YouTube, because all this stuff plays into part. Like I'm 38 now, so I'm about to be 39. When I'm 40, I'm gonna I got a whole new plan I'm gonna do, and I'll explain that a little bit later because we got a little more time left. But yeah, that's the second time in 3 months. Because remember, I went to Playa del Carmen in March, and I went to in February. I went to Playa del Carmen like in February, I think, and I went to San Jose, Costa Rica in April. So no, my fault. No. I went to Playa del Carmen in March. I went to San Jose, I went to Chaco, Costa Rica in May. So look how close that was when these two situations happened. And this is all behind the scenes. And you'll never see me like post videos on this and get upset because hey, it's life. It happens. It's the risk you take when you try to show other people, a different way of life that we're not taught, that we don't get to see a perspective from the black perspective, a different perspective. But let me get to your comments and then we'll get to the because it's only like we're already in at this point we're in June, so we only got a couple months left, and I should really get that off before the flight leaves. Amir Parker says, "Is it easy to get girls in Miami club hopping or bar hopping?" I see the lifestyle, the dating lifestyle in Miami is a little bit different because it's not like you have to wear chains and have earrings and have a lot of money, but you do need to have a decent amount of money. You do need to have some personality. I mean, the more personality you have, the less money you probably can have, but the more money you have, the less personality you really need. That's just the Miami lifestyle, man. Like, I personally, unless you're living in Miami, I wouldn't try to take anything in Miami any woman that you meet in Miami that seriously because you never know. You'll be all in and she's like, nah, I'm just here for the fun. And that can mess you up. At the same token, you still got to carry yourself in a certain way. You can't just be like, yo, let's go this, go back to the crib, this. It's got to be a little bit more suave to it. So when you say, is it easy? I'd say no. I'd say no, it's not easy. Is it less difficult for me? My situation is different. I own a condo on the water. I got the car down there. I mean, it's a little bit different. So, but it's not easy. Is it possible? Yes, very possible. Can you go down there for a weekend and then grab something? It's going to be a little bit difficult, but it's possible. You're gonna have to notch down the type of look that you're gonna accept. Miami is very expensive now, dude. Expensive is relative. It is relative. Expensive is relative. Miami Beach is expensive. Brickell might be expensive, but if you go to Doral, if you go to like Overtown, you go to Little Haiti, you go to one of the areas with one of the clubs like that, it ain't gonna be too expensive. You go to Studio 60, I think Studio 60 on Second or up north. There's a lot of places you can go where you can catch a vibe that's not going to be super expensive in Miami. So it's all relative. Yeah, Brickell is definitely hot. The thing for me why I prefer the beach is because I can relax. I mean, and I could pretty much walk to the beach. Like, I'm only like 10 minutes away from the beach walking. But Brickell is good if you have like ambition to or desire to network with people and move up financially. MT says facts makes sense. Thanks, brother. You got it, man. Salute, Big Rod. What's up, man? I'm in Sydney, Australia right now. Yo, shout out to Australia. Definitely. I had planned to go to Australia for something. I forgot what this, but it was Melbourne. One of my friends, she's a flight attendant. She lives in Australia, and yeah, I was gonna go to Australia, but during the pandemic, Australia did some weird stuff where like you couldn't even leave 2 miles outside of your residence. All right. So that kind of really turned me off about Australia, but I still want to get to Australia in the future, man. I just got to go during the event. Like, I try to do the research and I go to Australia during the event where I can actually do something. But all that everything stops until at least 2024 because, like I said, the film festival's got to come. You got it, Pimp. Jay Berry, go to South Africa before you leave YouTube. Peace. No, here's the thing. When I tell you guys I'm leaving YouTube, I mean, like, I'm not going to be editing stuff next year. After that, I will only be coming up to do like a Black Man's Guide every year. I might do 1 or 2 max, at max 2. And when I do the Black Man's Guide, I'm going to be going places either that I haven't gone before or that I think needs an update. So I remember I was trying to choose between South Africa and Thailand ended up winning. But the issue was that I couldn't switch my vacation for Thailand for this year. So Thailand 2024, and this year I'm going to do the film festival. But South Africa, Cape Town, and Johannesburg is definitely on the map, man. It's definitely on the map. So who was the Stitch? It wasn't anybody that I know, or at least I didn't know because it was his real name. Like I said, me and the woman, and she kind of like the woman I was talking about. She kind of stunned too because she didn't tell me she was like in a serious relationship. She didn't even tell me she was in a relationship. So it was like he was beasting on her, and I don't know if that was her man But she was so upset about it. Like I said, I don't know. It's hard for normally I don't get blocked. So when I got blocked, I was like, oh, that's crazy. So she was so upset about it. You know, she had his real name and his real phone number that was attached to it. And I just dropped it. I let it be. You know. Let me see. Habitual, what's going on, man? Backpack Val in the building. What's up, man? Y'all make sure you subscribe to Backpack Val, man. We almost up, so you guys got any questions? I'll try to speed through the rest of the thing because as y'all probably can't see, but hold on. I'm trying to move it where it's not too messed up. As y'all can see, they're already loading up to go to Miami, man. Um, all right. So we ended in that was San Jose, right? So San Jose came, and that's in May. So let's say June I was in Miami, July Miami, and then in July I realized that it was a festival coming up in Cali, Colombia. So in Cali, Colombia, hopefully I gotta talk to that because I got like 5 minutes left before the board or 10 minutes left. So in Cali, Colombia, right? Something on fall. So in July. In July, I decided I'm going to go to Cali, Colombia. Now, mind you, this is the last minute because the festival was actually in August. The Petonio Alvarez Music Festival. It was in August, so it was like a last minute thing. And mind you, I despise making last minute decisions to go places because I like to do the research to make sure everything's set up right. So if I bring you a product, I bring to your product to you legitly. I don't like to just last minute everything, but because of the fact that I had days I could take off and I figured next year I wasn't going to be going anywhere internationally. I decided to make it work and go to Petronio Alvarez Music Festival in Cali, Colombia. Now, the one thing about Cali, Colombia is that I tell people all the time, and some people would say it's a way around it, but I can't see it for the time I was there. If you don't speak Spanish fluently, I mean not fluently, if you don't speak Spanish 40%, I wouldn't think you would have a good time in Cali. That's just the way I could break it down. I don't think you have a good time in Cali if you don't speak Spanish at least 40%. Simply because the people are very nice there, muy simpático, but they're not going to be willing to sit there and wait for you to use translators. I mean, I know Medellin it works, I know Cartagena it works, even in some parts of Barranquilla, especially during Carnival it works, where you can use the translator. But in Cali, Colombia, they're not going to sit there and wait for you to use the translator. They're going to get bored. They're going to walk away. Some people would say it's more like an American woman experience, but I don't think that. I think it's just they have their own culture. They have their own culture. Now, yes, they'll have a dress like that looks more like us, like that, but its culture is a salsa culture. It's a dance culture. If you know how to dance, it'll be good. If you know how to, if you can talk or dance, you'll pretty much be good. But I still think you need to know how to speak Spanish at least 40% because it's definitely one of the places that you will get so. You'll get upset because like nobody's like showing you love, and it's not showing you love because they're interested in you because you're from the States, but because they can't connect with you. I mean, they don't speak English. Like I'd say about 90 to 95% of people in Cali do not speak English to a point of past hello and goodbye or thank you. My experience. So yeah, that. But so what I did was that I pre-gamed in Cali, and in Cali, I actually was able to fly out uh, a woman from Santa Marta, and she was cool. If you guys remember La Leche, she says it's okay. So she's an Anana, so she's like a little person, and she was super cool, super cool. Like if you guys haven't seen the videos in Cali, Colombia, you're just new to the channel. You should go back and watch that. Super cool, and she was super sexy. So, and to this day we still talk. Like she actually just texted me earlier. We still talk because I like to try to keep a bond when I go places with the people I meet there because you never know when you're going to go back. And I do have plans to go back. So I would say Cali, Colombia during Petronio Alvarez is probably the only time you can go there if you know a little bit of Spanish. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of boring any other time, I think, because they don't have like a big Medellin area scene. They don't have a big Cartagena clock tower scene. They don't have like a Barranquilla Carnival Festival where everybody's everywhere. It's a big festival, but it's not as it's not as English accessible. So yeah, that was in August. So September, October, and November, I really didn't really do too much. Just back and forth to Miami, and playing for the film festival. So that's a little recap I wanted to give you guys because I definitely wanted to give you guys some kind of recap or something, give you a chance to ask questions and all that stuff because it's I'm sure you guys again. I'm at the airport just waiting for the flight now. But I just wanted to give you guys some recap of the year, give you a chance to ask questions and stuff because yeah, next year's gonna be different. Not posting as much. It's gonna be different because you guys know I've been on YouTube going on 14 years. I'm going on month in what? One month on this. One month ago? Was it November? I think it was November. Or maybe April. Either in April or November, but sometime this year is gonna be my 14th year on YouTube. So like I'm still gonna be coming on at least once. Pause. Coming on YouTube at least once a week, whether it's a live video or a short, because um, YouTube requires you to come on once a week to for them to push out all your other videos. My Black Man's Guide to World Travel is it runs by itself. Like I don't have to promote that. I've never promoted any videos on that thing, and I'm getting paid every month. So I get about like five, maybe $600 a month just from that. If I post nothing else, I just from that I get four to five to $600 a month. And then if I do post something else, it might go up to $2,000. But you know, passive income is awesome, so I don't really need to keep posting. Let me get to your last questions, and then we're gonna get up out of here, man. We're gonna get up out of here. Barrett Downey, what's going on, man? Thanks, man. J Mar, what it do? Any plans for New Year's? Yeah, if you're just coming into the room, hopefully you're still here. I'm on my way to go to Miami to my condo for the New Year's. I have a friend. Of course, I can't show her for reasons that you know she's known and you can't do that. But I have a friend that I'm hanging out with for the weekend. We're just gonna relax. I mean, sit in the house, we'll pop some bottles in 1942. But it's you know, it's that's all I'm gonna do this weekend. Like, yeah. Let me see. Oh, In the Streets with Keisha, what's going on, man? Y'all shout out to In the Streets with Keisha. Y'all make sure you subscribe to his channel too. Like I said, the best part of knowing that I'm not going to be on YouTube like that anymore is the fact that I know that there's so many other ones. Like when I started, there wasn't anybody really. There was one other person that was after a year, I say there was one other person that was moving like I was moving with a channel. It was a Jabril from Passport Heavy. Now he did have another channel, but I've had the longest one channel on YouTube. Shout out to Jabril from Passport Heavy. But aside from Jabril, it was a nice 3 to 4 to even 5 year gap from 2009 to Jesus, from 2009 to about 2012 before anybody that was a person who traveled or anybody who was on YouTube that was like one of us that we can get a vibe from came on YouTube. It was like 2009, so it was like a 5 year with only just two of us. But now there's hundreds. I'll say hundreds. I won't say thousands. I'll say there's hundreds of people who I can either relate to or people who have a dope message who like can help other people. So I feel as though now I can take a step back. I don't feel bad taking a step back. I'm like, yo, let me go do something else because I got my product here. If I never post another video again, everything you need to know is on my channel. But I also know that the message is still being spread because you got Keisha in the Street, you got Backpack Val, you got Barbara TV, you got Ace Live, you got Andre from Love Across the Borders, you got King James. I mean, you got Kings and Dreams, you got Passport Evie, Passport Stance, Passport Action. You got, if I miss anybody, just pardon me. You got Telemade Dreams. You got, Flip Flop. You got TMI. You got so many other people that are doing what I was doing 13 years ago on YouTube now. So I don't feel as though I need to be on here as much. And it's gonna be mixed love because, like I said, I used to like editing and stuff, but you have to hit a point. Remember, I told you sometimes you always hit a point where you gotta decide you're gonna stay level, you're gonna do like this, you're gonna do something different, take it to something that more risky. Like YouTube for me now is safe. I make money without doing nothing. It's safe, but I've never been a person to stay with something that's safe. I'm an explorer. I'm a traveler. I'm a black man from Newark, New Jersey, who's showing other ways of options. So that's oh, she's amazing. That is sheesh, lost my train of thought. I gotta go, y'all. Peace.